Yo, what's up?
Communism's terrible.
Oh my God. Jeez. I'm getting a new mic today, so. Can you hear me better at all?
Yeah, I can
Or
hear you. Yeah.
okay. I just wanted to kind of like follow up a little bit on Quinny's conversation because that was a pretty interesting one, I think.
Okay. You think? Okay. That's
Yeah,
cool.
I thought it was pretty
That's great.
interesting. So like one thing that I noticed from it is when he brought up like the 2016 election and the popular vote, right?
Mm-hmm.
How Hillary won the popular vote and everything.
Yeah.
She won it by a little less than 3 million votes, but I don't. The way I kind of viewed it is I kind of disagreed with her, or I don't know their pronouns actually, but um, I don't know Quinny's. I felt like Quinny's argument in a way, like almost seemed like it was becoming anti-democratic from another direction. I don't know. It's weird because like from me myself, I kind of am open to like the idea of fixing our electoral system.
Okay.
So I'm open to those kind of arguments. So that's why I found Quinny's argument very interesting, and I definitely agree on the um, every elections electoral votes should be handled kind of like how our handful of states like Maine handle those.
Okay.
So I definitely agree there. But one thing that I think that's not really being accounted for, at least when we're talking about just simply popular vote, is the amount of like blowout states. So like California and New York, for instance. Like if you look at those two states in that election, Hillary won California by 4 million votes almost,
Okay.
and she won New York by almost 2 million votes. So that's already like more than enough to count the difference between the disparity in popular vote there. Um, so it almost seems like in that direction it's becoming undemocratic and saying like, hey, California and New York are going to decide the election every year, you know?
Okay.
But
Yeah, I suppose so. Um,
that's what.
but like the idea, I guess, is like you wouldn't consider the states specifically. You would pull away from that and just go towards popular vote, which I'm not necessarily against. I mean, I think it would result in better, in likely better outcomes. But
Yeah,
I mean, at the end of the day, like I've seen instances where, the Electoral College has favored Democrats, and I've seen instances where the Electoral College has favored Republicans, and it kind of goes back and forth. And usually the party that loses is the party that's complaining about the Electoral College.
yeah, I definitely agree there. Like, it's on a smaller scale, of course, compared to like the Rust Belt, because Wisconsin and Michigan, they were two very close elections in that
Hmm.
year. But even like a smaller state like New Hampshire, for instance, Hillary only won the popular vote by 3,000 votes, a little less than that actually, and she got all four electoral votes, obviously. So like, there's definitely like cases like that.
Hmm.
Um, yeah, I don't know. I'm open to like electoral college stuff like that. But that's just my thoughts on there. But I also had a different question for you in regards to
What you got?
Trump versus Biden going on.
Yeah. What about it?
Did you hear anything about this press conference today?
No, I haven't. No, I should have. I should have probably have watched it, but I was busy.
So Biden, I guess, from what I was hearing, is he was kind of having this press conference as like a show of like, hey, see how competent I am. I
Yeah.
was just caught off guard.
Nobody's convinced. I get it.
Yeah. Um, he had a funny gaffe there where he says, I wouldn't have picked Vice President Trump to be vice president if she's not qualified to be president. Oh, it was bad. Uh, I saw your video, by the way, on the Trump versus Biden debate, and it was a pretty good,
Thank you.
debunking of that
Yeah, that
fucking.
that one I edited like crazy, bro, and I recommend anybody who hasn't seen it to go check it out because it's like I spent more effort on that video than I think I did anything else. Here, I'll post it in side chat just for the giggles.
Yeah,
Um,
that was a really great video, and because a lot of people like kind of like just like zoomed over it, like they just ignored the fact that Trump was lying about a lot of shit like blatantly in that debate because
yeah, for
Biden was
sure.
just so fucking bad in it. Um, so
Yeah.
I'm sure you've been hearing the talks about replacing Biden. I was wondering what your thoughts are on that. Like for me, I'm like mixed on it because I just think at this point, I would be shocked if the Democrats win, no matter who they put up right now.
So
And I think
here's
at
the
this
thing,
point,
right?
like,
The thing is that like I have heard, right? Generally, polls are correct. Generally, okay. Big on generally, right? Because if you recall, 2016, right? The polls weren't looking good in Trump's favor, right? It was quite clear to them that Donald Trump would have lost that election and Hillary would have won, right? That was clear, right? Correct?
yep.
Okay. Well, that didn't happen.
Right.
Okay? Every poll, every single poll was like Hillary's going to win. It was Hillary's going to win, Hillary's going to win, Hillary's going to win. And I so like I agree polls are generally correct, but I have some reservation. I swear this is going to come bite me in the butt in the future, man. It's going to someone's going to clip this and they're going to be like, "See? See, you were wrong. You were wrong, Amanda." I'm calling it. Anyway. No, but it's possible, right? Also, I don't really know what could happen in time here for November. I mean, could it be possible that Biden ends up changing his mind and going like, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to, I'm going to step over for Kamala Harris, right? That could totally happen. That's not an unrealistic expectation. So I don't
Yeah.
know. We'll see what happens, but boy, bro, I really don't want Trump to win. I got to tell you, dude, I do not want Trump to win. That's the last
Yeah,
person
me
I want
neither.
winning.
Me neither, but I honestly think it's inevitable at this point.
You think?
Yeah, if when it comes to like the replace Biden versus just let him ride it out, like I think at this point, at this late in the game, we're like less than 4 months away from the election. You gotta just ride it out at this point. This is not enough time for it to run another candidate and put
I
out their
mean,
whole everything. It's
it's
like,
it is barely enough time, but yeah, as time goes on, it gets harder and harder for sure. Yes.
yeah, I think they should have just done this like a year ago, or at least at the
Hmm.
beginning of this year. Like this is it's way too late. I've never seen anything like this before.
Yeah. No, me neither. I mean, this is unprecedented to anybody. I mean, even everybody's just like, what the heck is going on with this election?
Yeah, I mean Biden,
And
he's
nobody
like
wants any of these people.
for real, it's so annoying because it's like you're mostly voting for like Supreme Court justices and shit at this point.
I need,
But yeah, that's
bro.
basic.
All right, hear me out.
Huh.
Term limits on Supreme Court justices.
I
They need
mean,
4-year term limits, bro. Well, they
I'm
do.
I'm sure people would be like, oh, then they would just make them more partisan. But that's kind of coping because like acting like they're not already kind of partisan.
Yeah, but then at least it's only for 4 years as
Yeah,
opposed to 50.
yeah.
Do you understand that if Trump wins, there is a likely possibility that 2 more people will retire within the next 4 years, which means that there would be 2 extra candidates into the Supreme Court in an already Republican-led Supreme Court.
Yeah. And then there's the what was that that specific term that they use for FDR trying to like fill the courts or something? They said he was like trying to be authoritarian. There's like a specific political term for it. But I don't remember right now.
Here's another thing, right? One thing that polls always do is that they always, always, always discount the youngest generation. That's
Oh
every
yeah,
single time. Do you know why? Because the youngest generation doesn't vote. That's what they don't do, right? And
that's what fucked Bernie.
that is an assumption that every poll just generally does. But if the young did vote, Gen Alpha can vote now. If the young did vote, then that could actually turn the tide. That is possible. right?
Yeah, definitely.
Polls are well within margin, right? I mean, right now I'm seeing Trump definitely is ahead. You know, he's plateaued out now since the debate where Biden did bad. But I'll tell you what, man, if Biden was replaced with a dead dog, I'm voting dead dog. Dead dog 2024, bro.
I saw that. Yeah.
I will go. I will own that. Dead dog 2024. Here it comes.
Fucking what was that gorilla that people were voting for
Hmm?
in those past elections? Never mind.
I'm sorry. Repeat that.
No, I was like, what was that? There was like a meme, like, which election was that, where people were like voting for a gorilla or some shit? Harambe, vote for Harambe. That's what it was.
Oh, hold on a
Stupid.
sec. I'm so sorry. I mistook Gen Alpha with Gen Z. Sorry, Gen Z. I'm referring to Gen Z.
Gen Z, yeah.
I got them confused. My fault. Yeah, the new Gen Alphas. Sorry, CMFP. You're right. I'm wrong.
I,
Apologies.
I had one more thing I was curious about that I just found out like within the last couple weeks. That was interesting. Did you know that Republicans support nuclear energy more than Democrats do? I was actually surprised by that.
Really?
I swear, and it's not even like just a little bit. It's like quite a bit actually. Like I saw it in a Pew Research poll. Um, what was it?
Post that. Hold on.
Yeah, Pew Research Growing Americans from last year. I'll post it in the side chat there. I was actually shocked to hear that because normally it seems that
So, growing share of Americans favor more nuclear power. Majority, 57% they favor. That's crazy.
yeah. I was pretty shocked to find that out.
Why?
That's what I'm trying to. I was hoping that you would know. That's what I wanted to know because I was like, why?
I have
Maybe it's
no
just like,
clue, dude. I totally support nuclear, bro. Are you out of your mind?
yeah, me too. That's crazy. I was pretty shocked to find it out because
Yeah,
generally
it
I
says
hear,
67% of Republicans support nuclear, and for Democrats, it's 50.
yeah, it's pretty
50%.
loud.
That is crazy. I am astonished, especially with the usually how fact-based Democrats are.
Yeah, that's
That's
the craziest part about it.
crazy.
Because I always hear very good things about it. Environmentally. It's
I
shocking to
think
me.
probably what it is. Okay, hear me out, right? Hypothesis, right? Not a solid, just a hypothesis, just my own internal thought. I think what it is that Democrats have pushed really heavy for solar and wind,
Mhm.
and they have a hard time pushing away from that,
Yeah, I
right?
think that might be it.
I think, and again, that's just a hypothesis. I'm just thinking off the top of my head. What is the likely, reason? Yeah, there's also the fact that like in the past, nuclear was a lot more unsafe than it is now. Like dude, I want to see that thorium molten salt reactor, bro. Give me that. That would be freaking amazing. That'd be amazing. Give me that. Let's get that,
Yeah,
right? Am I wrong?
yeah. For real. I'm reminded of the reason another reason why it caught me off guard because I was trying to look back into a 2018 ballot initiative in
Hmm.
Arizona. It was Proposition 127. Um, which I guess it was funded by what was that? Tom Steyer, the billionaire, one of the
Hmm.
billionaires that ran for Democratic president in 2020.
Hmm.
It was backed by him, but I was like wondering, trying to find out like what's the nuance here with his bill because he wanted to make it so that I think a certain percentage, I think it was like 50% or something like that. Yeah, 50%
Can I
of
pause you for a
2030.
second? Can I pause you for a second?
Oh, sure.
Comment from Laz AJ. I hate this lib versus Democrat talk. Who supports anything? For FFS, uh, if an idea is good, then why discard it due to the opposition? Bro, this person is calling you a lib.
Oh, that's crazy. That's hilarious.
This dude has a commie star for a logo, just so you know, on his profile. This person is not a liberal, not a Democrat. Okay, they're very much like a full. You're talking to a tanky. They're a full blown. Are you? You're still a tanky, right?
Yeah, definitely. I
Yes,
mean, I
he's
wouldn't
a
call myself
tanky.
that. But
Like Stalin was good, tanky, bro. I don't know if you think Stalin was good. I don't know if you go that far, but
yes,
you
Stalin
get
was
my
good,
point. All right,
and
see,
religion was
they're a tanky. Okay, this is who I'm talking to. All right, at least the one thing that I like about this guy is that he's at least honest, which I think is good.
good.
I like.
Oh, but yeah. Let me get back to that proposition
Sorry, go
thing that
ahead.
we were talking about. So it was like a proposition to get 50% renewable energy by 2030, and I was trying to find out what the issue with it was, and it turns out that they weren't counting nuclear energy towards that 50%, which was ridiculous because like one of the biggest there's a really big
Energy
power.
producers would be nuclear. Like
Yeah.
nuclear is insane.
Yeah, that's why it was insane to me that to hear that they weren't counting that because we actually have a nuclear power plant here in Arizona, and it accounts
Hmm.
for quite a bit of our power, proportionally. So and I understand why that was shot down, but and I tried to look into that, and I was like looking up, I was like, why weren't it people supporting it? And that's how I found that Pew Research thing about Democrats not really favoring it as much as Republicans. That shocked
Hmm.
me, but yeah, I just wanted to throw that in there. But that's all I had.
Cool.
So, yeah, nice talking to you again. See you
Yeah,
around.
bro, it's good talking to you.
Yeah, definitely.
I always have a good time talking to you. I mean, as long as we don't talk about capitalism versus socialism, we do all right.
Yeah, true that.